To treat sexually compulsive behaviors, the first step is to accept that you actually have a problem and are not in denial about it. So it's about facing up to the fact that actually your behaviors are controlling you and you're not in control of them. And so things like, well, everybody does it, or nobody knows that I'm doing this, so I'm not hurting anyone, for example. It's about coming to terms with the fact that maybe there is a problem. Once you've accepted that there is a problem, then the work can begin on how to deal with it, which is a bit of a twofold process. The one is the psychotherapy, where you're trying to work out for somebody, how did you get to this point in the first place? So if everybody has opportunity and access to a sex worker, to a chat room, to online porn, why does one person develop a problem and not somebody else? So trying to figure that out. So it will be things like trauma and attachment, things that have happened to you that have created really painful emotions of sadness, anger, vulnerability that you haven't been able to deal with. And like anyone tries to anesthetize terrible feelings like gambling so that you can have a momentary escape, or alcohol, or eating too much, so you might act out sexually to try and deal with these painful emotions. The problem is it's very transient, it doesn't last, and so you act out again. So following on from working out how you got to this point in the first place is trying to then put things in place to help you to fight this addiction. So once you understand it, you need to fight it. Well, how do you do that? So there are obviously very practical tools and techniques that need to be put in place. So for instance, if you're going on your phone to access chat rooms, well, either put your phone away and lock it away at certain points so that you have to go and get it out of a cupboard to access it, which might then take some thought process that you might be able to intercept, or put a photo of your loved ones that comes up on the screen to think. So those are just a couple of examples off the top of my head, but they're very practical tools, strategies and techniques that you will put in place. And in part of understanding your cycle of acting out, what are your triggers? So are you angry? Are you bored? Are you alone in the house? Are you feeling hard done to? Have you had an argument with somebody? There could be all manner of triggers. And when you understand your triggers, then you understand why you might be about to act out. So once you've got that in place, the result will be, what does recovery look like? The thing is, with sexually compulsive behaviors, sex of course has a biological underpinning, such as if you have an eating disorder, you still need food, so it becomes very complex. If you drink too much, you can live without alcohol. If you're taking drugs, you can live without the drugs. But sex is this biological urge, and to expect somebody to give up sex, well, that would be pretty grim, I would think, wouldn't it? So it's more about helping you to develop a much healthier relationship with sex, where, to be frank, it's not going to be quite what it was before from what you can get out there in that fantasy land. That is all psychedelic colours for the moment. So things might look a little bit more in pastel shades, but the reality is that you will feel much more secure. You'll feel a lot less anxious. You won't be suffering in the same way. You will be paying more attention to what it is that you're feeling without needing that dopamine high. So with therapy, if you are determined, if you are committed, and you have the right specialist support in place, which often involves not just the psychotherapist, but also probably referral to some support group, it really is possible to find yourself on the road to recovery and a healthier sexual life.